Imagine standing miles away from a launch pad, the air buzzing with anticipation, the heat rippling off the ground, the distant crowd murmuring with excitement, and the countdown clock blinking steadily as the seconds slip away. A sleek rocket towers above, waiting silently, its surface gleaming under the sun. The countdown echoes, 10, 9, 8. A clock ticks down, and suddenly, a deafening roar shatters the quiet. Flames erupt beneath the rocket, a bright plume of fire and smoke billowing outwards, and before you can blink, the massive machine begins to rise. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, piercing the sky. But have you ever stopped to wonder, how does this incredible event actually work? At its core, a rocket launch is all about one simple but powerful concept: Newton's third law of motion. One of the fundamental principles of physics discovered by Sir Isaac Newton, a legendary scientist, stated that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In the case of a rocket, the action is the expulsion of high-speed exhaust gases from its engines. These gases shoot downward, and the opposite reaction pushes the rocket upward. This might sound straightforward, but the process behind it is anything but simple. A rocket is divided into different stages, and each plays a crucial role. At the very bottom, there are powerful engines fueled by propellants, usually a combination of liquid oxygen and a type of fuel like liquid hydrogen or kerosene. When these two substances mix and ignite, they create an intense chemical reaction, producing enormous amounts of hot gas. This gas rushes out through nozzles at the base of the rocket, creating thrust, the force needed to overcome Earth's gravity. Gravity is a fierce opponent, like an invisible hand constantly pulling everything back to Earth. Think about how hard it is to jump just a few feet off the ground. Now imagine the force needed to lift a rocket weighing hundreds of tons. To break free from Earth's pull, a rocket must reach an incredible speed known as escape velocity, about 25,000 miles per hour. To achieve this, the rocket has to be as light as possible while carrying a huge amount of fuel. This is why most rockets are built in stages. The first stage, usually the largest, contains most of the fuel and provides the initial push off the ground. As the fuel burns away and the first stage becomes empty, it is jettisoned to reduce weight. The second stage then ignites, continuing to propel the rocket higher and faster. Some rockets even have a third stage for the final boost into space. As the rocket climbs, the atmosphere thins out, and the engines don't have to fight as much air resistance. The higher the rocket goes, the less force is needed to keep climbing. Eventually, when it reaches the edge of space, known as the Kármán line, about 62 miles above Earth, the rocket's upper stage may fire one last time to adjust its orbit or send a payload on its way. But what happens after the rocket reaches space depends on its mission. Some rockets are designed to carry satellites into orbit, while others might be sending probes to explore distant planets. Crewed missions, like those to the International Space Station, require additional safety measures, like escape systems in case something goes wrong during launch. Interestingly, modern rockets are becoming more reusable. In 2015, SpaceX made history when the Falcon 9 rocket successfully landed upright after launching a payload into orbit, a moment that marked a new era in space exploration. Companies like SpaceX have developed rockets, like the Falcon 9, that can land themselves back on Earth after delivering their payloads. Watching a booster rocket touch down vertically on a landing pad or a drone ship in the ocean feels like science fiction coming to life. This breakthrough reduces the cost of launches and brings us closer to a future where space travel is more accessible. Ultimately, a rocket launch is a breathtaking blend of science, engineering, and courage. It's an invitation to wonder, to dive deeper into space science, to follow upcoming launches, and to imagine a future where the stars are within our reach. It is the result of thousands of hours of work by teams of scientists and engineers who carefully calculate every detail, from fuel mixtures to flight paths. And as the rocket vanishes into the darkness of space, leaving only a trail of smoke behind, we are reminded of humanity's endless curiosity and our desire to reach beyond our planet, to explore the unknown and chase the stars. So the next time you witness a launch, remember, you're not just watching a rocket rise, you're watching a dream take flight.
Got a question about how something really works? Drop it in the comments and we might cover your topic in our next video.